Hi, I'm Keith Sellers. I'm teaching for the Arts and Science Camp, and I'll be teaching a class called Found Instruments. I'm the music teacher at Buford Middle School, been there about 6 years, so I'm accustomed to trying to create instruments out of nothing. I taught at McDonald Green Elementary, and we did a lot of found instruments there, so this is something I know that you'll be able to do. Found instruments. What is a found instrument? A found instrument is any object that is used to create music that was not created for that purpose. For instance, a bicycle bell. If I take a bicycle bell on the bicycle and I'm riding and I push the little tab, it makes a noise and everybody knows you're coming. But you take that same bicycle bell and you attach it to a drum kit, and it has now a musical instrument flavor to it, because I can add that into the music. It adds a new sound to what would otherwise be a vast array of instruments. Nothing else in the world makes the sound that a bicycle bell makes, and it would be excellent to add into your drum set. What are some of the other found instruments that you can think of? Well, I go to the trash can and I try to find things that people are throwing away. Stuff like toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls make a nice sound. Some of you have in your classrooms boom whackers. You know, they started as a found instrument. They make a sound, and you can put something in them and they'll create a different sound from what you have now. Glass breaking is another one. Baseball bats. You can use baseball bats and hit them with different objects, and they make a sound. Pots and pans. Now, let me caution you with pots and pans. Let's not get carried away with putting dents and dings into your mom's pots and pans. She would not be very happy, especially if they have glass lids, because that will break. So if you're going to play pots and pans, you might want to get out some spoons and play with the spoons on the pots and pans. Children used to love to take those out of the cabinet and sit down in front of them and just beat on them with their spoons or forks. Spatulas, those things that your mom turns over pancakes with, or sausage or bacon, those spatulas make great found instruments. A cutting board, because one side typically is going to be smooth and the other side is going to be rough, so you get two different sounds from it. One of the things in your classroom that you have probably played in your elementary classroom is steel drums. Now, steel drums began as a found instrument. On the tiny little island 7 miles off the coast of Venezuela in South America, they had these big 55-gallon drums, and they wanted to make an instrument. They needed instruments for carnival. So they cut the top of the drum out, turned it upside down, and beat the bottom in different shapes, and ended up with a musical instrument. So anything can be used. Plastic trays, plastic bowls, pencils, cardboard boxes make great found instruments. Even popcorn, loose popcorn that hasn't been popped yet, not the kind that you've put in the microwave, of course, but the popcorn that you buy in a jar, it's great. A salt bag, if you have a refillable salt shaker, salt bag or a salt container is a great found instrument. Even a book, you can use a book as a drum. Seasoning boxes are great found instruments. Pot holders. A soda bottle, especially if you're like me and you like Sundrop or Coke or Pepsi out of a glass bottle, you can take that glass bottle and blow into the top of it and it'll make a pitch. It sounds like a low-sounding flute, and you can use it. And if you put water in it, the pitch changes. Even brooms can be used as musical instruments. Probably the first musical instruments ever found were found instruments, because they were sticks that they used to beat as percussion. So if you look around your house, you'll see that there is a wide variety of found instruments around your house. Matter of fact, you're going to be given a stick in your bag, something like these dowel rods, and you can use the dowel rods You use these in your elementary classroom too, because they're very usable as rhythm sticks, I think is what your teacher would probably call them. Different rhythms, okay? Beating on different things. For instance, if I turn over a number 16 can, I get a totally different sound than this table. So I can use this, I can use a plastic container, turn it upside down. Whole different sound. Now, I can guarantee you, if you start playing this inside the house, your mom's going to come through and she's going to tell you to be quiet, because these will make a lot of noise. Different size containers make different noise. So I can set up multiple buckets here and get different sounds. So there are lots of things we can use out of the trash. For instance, I went through mine and I picked up Duke's mayonnaise jar. I picked up a salsa jar. Now you have to be careful with the salsa jar because it's glass and you don't want to break it. So whatever you put in here needs to be soft, like beans. Get dried beans, okay? Larger lima beans make a different sound because the object is larger. Even rice makes a nice little sound, okay? And I went through my closet this morning and found some vitamin C. And I just left the peels in there. As long as I don't shake them too hard, they're not going to break, okay? And so I can take any of these small containers that have a lid and I can put the beans in them. I can put the rice in it. I can put salt in it. I can even go and collect rocks out of my yard and put those in the container. And it'll be a shaker. So jingle bells would be a great thing. Or small nails would be good because they'll make a metallic sound. Whatever you can think of to put inside one of these containers would be great for a shaker, okay? And once you get that in here, then you can also play on it here and you got it made. You have two sounds at one time. You have the hollow plastic sound that you're playing as you're beating on it, and then whatever's on the inside is going to shake and rattle and roll too, okay? So what are we going to do with all these found instruments? Well, we're going to make music. We're going to have some of you folks play like a drum circle. Of course, we're not all together. You're at home by yourself. But on Friday, we're going to come together and we're going to have a little meeting of the minds on Zoom and see if we can't play together a song that I'm going to play for you. Do you know that percussion instruments, what's a percussion instrument? What is a percussion? Percussion instrument is defined as anything that you shake or hit that makes a sound. Shake or hit that makes a sound. Some of you have seen the inside of a real piano. A real piano is really a percussion instrument because if you open up that piano, it has hammers on the inside that strike the strings and that makes the string vibrate. So in essence, it's called a percussion instrument, okay? So the instruments that we have here, I can kind of demonstrate for you. I have here some small pinto beans. These are dried. These did not come out of a can, okay? These are dried. All right, so I'm going to open my bag of pinto beans, and I'm going to put a few in here. You hear that sound already. All right. Now, or okay, now that's one sound. Take the same pinto beans and we put them inside the salsa jar. If you don't like that particular sound, now a little more high pitch, a little more glassy type sounding. don't drop it. If you're shaking it, don't drop it because it will break, trust me. But that's a nice little sound there too. Oh, and it reminds me I had salsa because it still smells a lot like salsa. You might want to clean it out a little better than I did. Put it into a paint can. Then okay, soda bottle. I know you got some of these around the house. These work great. Take those same type of beans. That's going to be fun. Hang on. I don't want to get these beans all over the place here. Like that. Okay. Of course, you can put about, halfway something. The more beans you put, the more sound you're going to get. All right. Again, different containers make different sounds. I like this is a fish oil container. Or 2 sticks. Turn these cans up. And then the big boy here, 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot. So, okay, got lots of options here. And I know if you go out in the garage, your dad probably has a 5-gallon bucket. He's got a paint bucket. He's probably got an old paint can. You may not have a string bean can here. Oh, vanilla pudding, I'm sorry. You may not have one this size, but I know you probably got a paint can of some sort this size that could be used. Make sure and take the paint out of it. Or if you leave the paint into it, it'll make a deeper sound because it has something in it, okay? So, your assignment for next time. Your assignment is to go through your house, go through your garage, whatever it may be, and find an instrument. Now, you may have to do something to make that instrument. It may not be as simple as finding a can. You may need to find this. You may need to find a jar and put something inside it. You need to make an instrument. Then you need to decide, how am I going to play it? How many different ways can I play it? Can I shake it? Can I beat on it? If I beat on it with the stuff inside, see, it makes a different sound. Get a pot, turn it upside down. See what it sounds like with a spoon. Easy. Don't hit it too hard because I don't want you to dent your mama's pan. She'll be real upset. You probably got a black cast iron pan. That makes a great sound too because it's a nice deep sound. So there are lots of different ways for you to have an instrument because we're going to need this instrument. We're going to make music in our next lesson, okay? We're going to have an opportunity for you to play. And so find you an instrument before the next session and decide how you're going to play it, and then we'll come back together, okay? That's what we have for next time. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. We'll see you.